Okay, so welcome to this little video where I'm going to try to vibe code an entire application and host it in 30 minutes. Before we get started, like a quick explainer what we are going to do about the project that will not be part of the 30 minutes. Let's see, put 30, but not start yet. All right, so like quick explainer what is going to be. A week ago or so, I coded up this little app that lives on my own server, and it's a Breathwork app. So it's kind of inspired by apps like this one, which actually costs quite a lot of money. And it's a simple timer that has a couple of predefined breath practice routines in there. And then, going from simple box breathing to longer retention. So it's kind of looks like this. You click on the program, it tells you, we'll have 2 minutes of this and 3 minutes of that and 4 minutes and so on and so forth. And then you can, begin your practice. There is like a countdown here, and then, eventually it starts. Then there is this little animation that grows if you breathe in. There is stops at the hold. Then it comes down during exhale, and then you can skip to the next section, so that something like this. And then you can run it on your phone. It's like works really well on phones. It can run as a progressive web app. Basically, you can drag the symbol if you're on the phone onto your into your screen and the phone, and it kind of looks like an app even though it runs on the server. Okay, so and what we are going to do is I drew this a little bit here, is we're going to vibe code it using OpenAI's Codex. I tried this time, and I think it's actually quite interesting to try Codex because it's accessible to more people probably that have an OpenAI subscription as compared to Claude Code for Anthropic or Google's Gemini CLI, which is kind of free, so you could install, but maybe a CLI is a little bit like command line interface is a little bit harder to get into. We're going to push it to GitHub into a public repository this time, but it could be a private one. And then from there, we're going to use Coolify, which is this amazing project. It's an open source project, to host it on my server that I have here at Hetzner, a German cloud provider. Very, very cheap and quite nice. So, for this price, pretty much you get a server on which you can deploy a bunch of different things and apps and whatever. And Coolify provides this layer that makes it very, very easy, so you don't have to deal with, Docker Compose on all of these things manually. So that's kind of the plan. And I already prepared here just like a project within my Coolify instance where we're going to put this app into. So and now let's set the timer and let's go. So first of all, actually, I'm going to jump into Claude. Could have been also OpenAI's ChatGPT, and we're going to try to build a specification. So I need to know what to tell to the agent that's going to vibe code build this thing. And you can use LLMs to help you with that. So one thing here would be to say research and write a concise spec, max 10 points for a Breathwork app, box breathing. So this is what it's called, 4 up, 4 hold, 4 down, 4 hold on the exhale, 4, 4, 4, 4. So 2 words 1 breath per minute retention. I kind of researched a little bit, so I know what I don't want. Not Wim Hof. We don't want, this hyper, these kind of weird when you inhale a lot and hyperventilate in a controlled fashion. We don't want that. That's a bit too complicated. And then the app that we build will be run on mobile. I want maybe React plus Tailwind. So to specify a little bit how it should look. There should be programs pre-specified. When you start 5 sec to prepare, then nice interface for the user. Research and specify otherwise. Okay, so now it will go off and try to see, what's popular in 2025, how an app should look, and it will actually come with some suggestions for us to review. So while this is going on, I'm going over here. So I already opened VS Code over here, and we're just going to create a spec.empty file and keep it empty. And let's see what Claude wrote us. Okay, so yes, so okay, it made like a lot of points. This is maybe too detailed. Reduce to 10 points of each 1 to sentence max. So this is a little bit too detailed. We're going to make it simpler. Okay, this is not too bad. This is not too bad. Okay, so let's copy this and bring it back in here. So let's go through these points that we get suggested here. Progressive breathing, 4 to 15, 1 minute per breath. Actually, this, yeah, knowing how breathing works, this is not so good. So let's see, these kind of very long inhales don't really work. So we need to maybe say something like this. And then on the exhale, I don't know, something like this. Okay, no, and then programs for beginners, intermediate, advanced. Yeah. Okay, let's keep it like this. We could also research a little bit. Then session flow, 5 seconds countdown before start, full screen minimal UI during session, complete screens with dots, pause buttons always accessible in corner, visual design, expanding, contracting, brief circle, animation with color transitions, cool for inhale, warm for exhale, dark mode default, yada yada yada. Output voice cues, sim sounds. Output voice would be simple sounds, not like voice, otherwise we don't get there in time. No soundscapes. Yeah, let's keep this like that. Progress tracker, track daily. No, we don't need a progress tracker. Customization, custom programs, to per phase, tech stack, React, onboarding, seconds, first demonstration technique, proof indication a snippet, keep it text only, safety. Okay. So now we have this, and let's here my revisions. Try to adjust and research and improve. No audio, no complex audio features, no user login or progress, simpler one-page app. Okay, let's see what the time is doing. 23 minutes, not too bad. 7 minutes wasted on research so far. I mean, the thing here is it's important to actually research these things up front. If you don't specify it well, the vibe coding will, I don't know, it doesn't, I think it really helps to kind of create these specifications up front, because otherwise you end up in some kind of iteration patterns. So let's review this one more time. So we have here progressive beginner, advanced patterns, okay, maybe 20 or similar, focus on CO2 tolerance, building throughout gradual, okay. That's nice. Session flow, yes, yes. Visual design, central expanding to, okay, this looks good. Optional simple tone, chime, phase transitions, no voice guidance, background audio, superwind post, okay. Customization, tech stack, Tailwind. I mean, this I knew about Tailwind and React, but you know, okay. Single page app, home screen shows 5 present programs, custom option, tapping launches 5 say, okay. Onboarding, okay. I think this is good. We can store it. And now let's get the agent working. So what we will do is we'll say read the spec empty, create this app, keep it relatively easy. Yeah. And let's see what has going on. So the spec is here, the agent is working, it's reading, it started doing something. Okay, so not too bad. Yeah, let's see.
A few moments later.
So what we got here is actually something quite interesting this time, because maybe, so I said it's a one-page thing, and that's why, yeah, so that's why it's kind of went for this very minimalistic structure of just like putting everything into one HTML file. That was maybe not so smart to say here right away. It's like, you know, that is a one-page thing. So, you know, we could have gone for something where it actually would compile it. But okay, you know, it's, let's see, I mean, I guess then we will just deploy it as a static thing. So like to quickly test it, in this case, I guess we will just need to run a simple Python server, HTTP server, something like this. Let's see if this helps. Usually then we need to write just here local host. Yeah, there we go. So, and then we have, let's see, this. Inhale to 1, hold on the inhale, exhale 3, 2, 1, hold, and okay, then we can pause, we can end the session. This works as well. Okay, there is a back that doesn't look so bad. Okay, and then you can also build custom programs. Okay, it really packed everything in this one file, and you can even change the style. Not too bad. Okay, so this works, but in this case, it also means that we don't, I mean, it's already this HTML, so we don't have to do much. We just actually need to push that if we believe this works. And we're kind of done. So let's push it to GitHub, and I'm going to push it to a public repository. We don't need to, well, we can bring in our spec with us. Okay. Okay, so now it's been pushed to GitHub. Let's just see git remote thing, something like this. Read remote, this will give us what the repository is. Let's just open it. And in fact, here's, Breathwork wipe code challenge. Okay, yeah. Good. Now I will copy this and I will go here to Coolify and I say add resource, public repository, and I will put this in. So now, because it's already just an HTML that we were able to just run on a simple Python server before, I can, it's a static deployment here. So just like a one-page static thing. So I just say static, continue. And now, if I remember correctly, it's we can call it breath vibe code.apps. Okay, so I created with my domain provider, I created this thing that's like star.apps.my domain, and that means that here I can define whatever I want before .apps, and it will always link to this automatically. So that's like, a wildcard there. Let's see if this works. And I guess we were maybe lucky because of the good spec. We didn't need to iterate much. We didn't need to tell the agent to do something else. It kind of got most of the things right away, hopefully. But let's fingers crossed and see what we get. So now it says it's running. And okay, there is one little issue, and that is when I put in the domain, I didn't save it properly. So let's try to do it again. Breathwork vibe apps.mature. So I had to click enter, save, and then I say redeploy. Yeah, that was a mistake. 5 minutes left on the clock, not too bad. Okay, so this should work. Let's see. Yeah, and there's the app. It is live. And on this domain, posted. So we can inhale and pause, resume. That works. We can add the session, end the session. Advanced retention. Let's see if this works. Okay, so there is a. Oh wow, it's even giving us this little... Oh, and I can hear there was a chime for the hold and the full. And then exhale. I mean, I'm not really happy with these colors. I think it would maybe be the opposite, like inhaling, kind of orange, red, exhaling, but whatever. Let's go with that for now. But we could probably change the color pattern. Okay, so that works. We have 4 minutes left, so let's try to actually change the color pattern and see if, you know, we can do this thing where we say, if you inhale, it gets kind of up to red, and then you exhale, it gets blue again. Okay, so let's try to do this. We'll go back. Yeah, I don't need Microsoft right now here. So let's just go back and say, okay, that is good, but let's change colors to, when you inhale, getting to red, orange, exhaled from brown down to blue. So let's just, and what else? No, that's fine. Let's just keep that. Let's see if we can get it done in time. 2 minutes. Updating theme face gradients. Okay. Okay, it says it's done it. Let's see. Let's test it locally. So I'm going to go here to localhost. And then it's 8080. No. Let's see. Was it? It was HTTP. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, it runs. Understand. Now the time is ticking. Let's see if we can redeploy it with the inhale. Oh yeah, I think that's nicer. And then yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, let's push that. Let's push that. Change. And now what we need to do on Coolify is here, we need to say force deploy. It will just download the files again from GitHub and redeploy it. So let's see. One minute left. Okay, that should be ready. Let's see. Now we are on the server. This is live online. Inhale, no. So we need to refresh this. No, still not. That is not good. So, did we not push it correctly? We did. It was updated. Okay, now the clock is done. All right, so the clock went off and it looked like the app didn't work in the updated version, but turns out everything was fine. So here in Safari, it still is kind of the old file that was cached and then just didn't update. However, the moment I open the new browser, then everything is fine. So it is the new version that's being shown with the kind of like inhale with the red colors and then exhale with the blue colors with this color change that we put in. So that's lovely. Let's get out here, and also, you know, you can edit, create these custom things here, adjust it, and that works as well. So that's very nice. Now, just a few kind of thoughts in the end. I mean, we spent quite some time writing the spec, the specification, and I think this is actually very well invested time, despite this kind of thing where it went for the one gigantic HTML file and kind of put everything in there. I think it did actually quite well. And you see here, I mean, the specification this is the kind of level at the current state of these coding agents where I like to keep it. So there is some kind of, you know, it's specified, but it's not over detailed. So it's still on a level where one as a maybe not too technical person can just say, you know, what you actually want. And providing this document here in the context when you run, you know, the agent is very, very useful. So with this said, I will get back in a second and show you how it looks when run on a mobile device. Right, so let's look how it works out on the phone. And here that's, you know, recorded on my phone now. So if I go to this URL, this is how the app looks on the phone. And actually on an iPhone, I could also say, you know, share. I could put it on the home screen. So like this, like would be Breathwork coach. And like if I click on this, right, so then it will kind of run as this app-ish version. So see, so now it's, you know, I have it on my screen, and here I can say run one of these programs, and there we go. I think, you know, it would need a little bit of polishing because I don't really like the back button on up top and then this orange here. So maybe, you know, somehow all of this gradient can be the whole screen for the phone, and the end session you wouldn't need to scroll to get there. But I think this can be very easily adjusted just by you know, putting a prompt and just letting it change these things. But in a way, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. That was fun, and I guess challenge accomplished with that.